Pay to win in BDO is exceptionally prohibitive to the point where very few players actually do
Yeah,
it.
I said this yesterday. I asked Divios. I said, Divios, what can I do to get my character juiced up? He said, you don't want to do it. It's not worth it. I said, can I get to where you are? He said, you don't want to do it. It's not worth it. Because he said you have to wait, you have to buy skins, your captain skins, and it's gonna take you forever. Yeah.
And your chances of running into a player that is paid to win is insanely low. Not only that, but there is no gear that you can't obtain as a free-to-play player, making it far more common that if you're getting your butt kicked in PvP, it's from somebody who actually played the game and earned their gear. Using data from BDO's Marketplace API, we can actually tell how many people pay to win
57
on
now.
a week-to-week basis. Using data from this last week, which this last week is BDO's 7th year anniversary for North America, it is probably the best sales you'll ever see on costumes. So there is a high influx of sales right now on the marketplace, and there were roughly 11,000 costume sales. If we make the assumption that the source of these costumes are from the whales that max out,
He doesn't think about it because he already burned 10,000 constants from costumes over 6 years. Yeah, but I don't understand this, right? So if you don't like the honing system, right? We talked about this before, right? If you don't like it, if you don't like the honing system in general in the game and you don't like cron stones and you don't want to use them, why wouldn't you just buy like the item that you want? That's what I'm genuinely asking. If you don't like the system at all, why would you? People crying about honing in this game are either 1% enhancing Debos. Well, no. Okay, here's my take, right? It's obviously somewhere in the middle. It's not like there's not some guy. I mean, he's probably gonna explain it more in his take, but it's not like it doesn't exist. But if you don't have to do it at all and it feels minimal in the game, like there are a lot of games that I think the whole point of the video that he's trying to explain is that the game is making a lot of improvements and has made a lot of improvements for people to just play and not have to worry about any of that stuff, right? I think that's the main point of the video, that it was way worse before and it's gotten a lot better. And now you can just enjoy the game and play it, right? I think that's the most important thing. I don't think it really matters. I think debating whether the game is pay to win or not is like a stupid conversation because it's always subjective. Like there are people that think Lost Ark is not pay to win, which is crazy to me. I don't think it makes it a bad game innately. I think G2G and third-party selling is what makes Lost Ark a bad game for its monetization, because you could just buy gold from third-party websites and literally run around with full level 10 gems for like nothing, which bothers me a lot. That's like my main complaint. I wish that wasn't a thing, right? But because that's what I was saying earlier. I was saying this earlier yesterday. Like, I don't believe, to be honest with you, I don't personally believe now when I see the amount of people running around so jacked that it sounds bad, but I don't think there's that many people that have that much disposable income. But there's so many of them. So it's like, okay, well, how did that many people afford that, you know? Because I could, right? But I'm like, that's a lot. And that's with that current pricing. That's in this game, I would never do it, right? Like even me, I'm like, I would never, it's too much, right? To just sit there and try to cron stone. I don't know. Yeah. So my point is that I think debating whether something's pay to win is kind of irrelevant, but I think it's more about the conversation. Has it gotten better for people to just experience the game and play and enjoy it, right? Doesn't that make sense? I think what I'm saying makes sense, right? I think arguing about that otherwise is irrelevant. Whether it exists or not, or is stupid. It's just, can you experience the game? And is it intrusive on like other players' experience, right? I think that's the main thing. Is it intrusive enough to where it actually affects you? And then as a new player, can you get in and just start playing and experiencing the game? I think that's also important, right? The other conversation is just kind of stupid to argue about. Make it gold non-tradable. What, for Lost Ark? We talked about this before. The thing in this game is, here's the thing, that these items are regulated. So let's say you couldn't trade gold in Lost Ark. Actually goated, right? Because you can't trade in this game. But then people would just post an item for way too much gold and then a bot would buy it, right? But in this game, all the items are also regulated. You can never regulate items in Lost Ark because the items in this game, the items kind of are what they are, right? So there's all these variables, but how would you regulate, different accessories? It would be too much. But at least in this game, it's just like, it is what it is on the item itself. You can't really do that.
If Elon Musk started playing BDO right now, And instead of buying Twitter, he spent $44 billion swiping in Black Desert Online. I would beat him in PvP 999 times.
I hope you do.
Because your individual skill level in this
I
game
hope
in
you beat
PvP
Elon Musk at
is
Video,
so
man.
much more important than how much money you have spent on the game.
But I get what his point
With
is.
the initial effort to get your gear in this game, a 700 gear score player can kill a 730 gear score whale if they are the more skilled player. Even if you don't want to get gear in Black Desert and you don't want to grind and earn your gear, which is the way that most people get geared in this game, 75% of node wars, which are, group activity, group PvP, is capped, and 66% of all sieges, 2 out of 3 sieges, are gear capped. And Arena of Solaire, which is the ranked PvP game mode, is 100% gear capped, where your money and your pay to win and your effort,
the new
you put into
bosses
the game
are
really
also
holds no value.
The new bosses are also capped. That's what I'm saying, man. I really don't understand. It's gotta it's this. I guess you buy a tent when you play the game, and then they sell skins, but because everything seems like it's all capped and shit, and like hard gated in terms of like you can't really juice. So yeah, I don't think it's. I think that it seems like the game made a lot of improvements, which is why I like supporting the game, because it seems like it's a game trying hard to do a better job for players. I think it's a good thing.